It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa. Wake up. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Off the Bench. My name is Jorge Pajares. This is the Super Bowl 54 preview episode. Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. This is it. This is the last game of the NFL season. And I am excited. This is the first time in quite a long time that we have a Patriots-less Super Bowl. So no Tom Brady, no Bill Belichick in this Super Bowl right here. Really exciting stuff for us NFL fans. I want to talk first about the Kansas City Chiefs. This is really all for Andy Reid, quite honestly. This is Andy Reid's one shot. This is his second chance at a Super Bowl. His first time was with Philadelphia, for those Philly fans out there. The Eagles had Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens at the quarterback-receiver combo with Brian Westbrook as a running back. I'd say one of the most talented offenses Eagles ever had. But they couldn't get it done against Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. And really, I've seen a lot of criticism over the Chiefs' road to the Super Bowl, where they had to beat a Houston Texans team and then a Tennessee Titans team that was a Cinderella story, where they really didn't have much of a challenge, because everyone, including myself, was a little disappointed when the Patriots got eliminated by King Henry and the Titans. But then again, that shows how bad the Patriots team was this year and how weak the AFC East was for not taking advantage of it. And yes, I know the Bills made the playoffs as a wild card, but that's another story for another day. But the fact of the matter is, everyone wanted the Brady-Mahomes showdown again, or the Mahomes-Lamar Jackson showdown in the AFC Championship game. And we were denied that, so a lot of people are petty. That's, to put it quite frank. But the Chiefs, there's one concern for the Chiefs that I have right now. They have trailed by double digits in both their victories. They started off, I believe, down 24-0 against the Houston Texans, and they had to come all the way back. And they came back. I believe they scored 28 unanswered, 35 unanswered points, and then just kept racking it on. And I understand for a Houston team that's still young, a Bill O'Brien head coach that really just kept his job by eliminating the that's the Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans. Bill O'Brien really just continued to win divisions, the AFC South titles, and just continuing to impress, but never getting past the divisional round. They had a shot, and quite frankly, they coughed it back up. Questionable coaching decisions, but then again, they were up 24-0, and Kansas City had to storm back and win that game from behind. Going to the AFC Championship game, same thing happened. I believe it was 10-0, 17-0. For the Titans had a lead, and for a while you thought that the Chiefs were about to get shocked. It was ridiculous. It was a 10-0, excuse me. Titans were up 10-0, and then 17-7. So there you go, right there. And the Titans, of course, didn't do a good job, running out the clock, just running the ball, making sure that the Chiefs are pinned deep. And Patrick Mahomes took over the game. So, Patrick Mahomes, he can come back. He does have the ability, no matter what the deficit is, to bring his team back from behind, however far behind it is. The issue is they get behind to begin with. And this is where the contrast between the 49ers begins. Because with the 49ers, yes, they too started with double digits leads against the Chiefs, against the Vikings and the Packers, but they maintained those leads. They did everything they could to keep the offense off the field. They ran the ball, especially against the Green Bay Packers, to run over 200 yards. That's insane. By halftime, they were up 27-0. Aaron Rodgers looked like he was seeing ghosts, like Sam Darnold. This is where I find it very difficult to pick a team in this Super Bowl. Because on the one hand, you have Kansas City, you have Patrick Mahomes, you have a guy that can throw it out there, he can run with the ball, whatever you want. He can do that and bring his team back from behind. But then you have the San Francisco 49ers. A 49ers team that once they have a lead, they make damn sure you don't come anywhere close. Sure, maybe you'll be down. You'll cut the 17-point deficit to 10, but then it'll go back to 13. Then you cut it down to 6, 7, but now it's back up to 14. So the 49ers know how to. They don't mercy. There's no mercy from the 49ers. Once they have your head under their feet, they will stomp you and make sure you're out, and they will blow you out. They will make sure you are out of the freaking stadium by halftime, as they did with the Packers. I'm concerned about the Chiefs' defense against this 49ers team. This 49ers team that dominated their opponents. And the only preview we've really got of Mahomes versus Garoppolo was the game Garoppolo got hurt last year. And that really wasn't much. And yes, Mahomes threw an insane touchdown pass and really started cementing him as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But this is the toughest I think I've ever seen a football game decided. Right now, the Chiefs are a 1-point favorite, but we're about 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl. Well, the Super Bowl is the following weekend, but it's tough. It's tough to decide what's going to happen. The favorite, the odds can go either way. The over-under is probably going to be 2.5. And then it's going to be the Chiefs or 49ers. There's no underdog here in this story. Both teams are incredibly good. The 49ers, they haven't been here since Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick led them on a sort of miraculous run, but with Colin Kaepernick at quarterback, it was never this dominant of a run in the playoffs to the Super Bowl. There were good teams, but it was very short-lived. And they faced a defense that was really good in the Baltimore Ravens, and Kaepernick didn't get it done. This 49ers team, they turned their weakness into strengths. They found the holes that the team has and filled them with not superstar names, not like a Jets who have a need at cornerback and just throw a bunch of money at Tremaine Johnson, but they said we need a pass rusher. Let's trade for Dee Ford. We need all these different positions. Let's trade for him. Let's sign some. And they did more than just sign one player to fix all their problems. They did a slurry of moves to solve multiple problems. They pushed their chips all in and are now on the verge of pulling the upset. The way I'm going to see it is if by halftime Kansas City hasn't made any form of a comeback to tie it or make it within 3 points, I think the Niners win this Super Bowl. The last time the Chiefs made a Super Bowl, TVs were still being shown in black and white. Its gasoline was 36 cents. That's how long ago it was. Super Bowl 4. It's been 50 years since the Chiefs made the Super Bowl. But this Chiefs team can attack you from a variety of areas. Patrick Mahomes showed you against the Tennessee Titans, he can run the ball. He can be a Lamar Jackson type. He just chooses not to be. Mahomes is the type of quarterback that says, I'm going to beat you with my arm, whether you like it or not. I'm going to throw it where my receivers can get it, and you just got to try to stop me. I'm going to run around the pocket, run outside the pocket, and I'm going to toss it somewhere in a window that only my guy can get it. That's scary if you're a defense, because you can't pass rush him. You can't attack the box. You can't, and then because Mahomes is just going to run out. And then if you do try to play coverage, then they're just going to run it on you. This team is all around, from special teams to defense to offense. They are astute. They are probably the best team in the league. As for the 49ers, there's a number of players that you need to spotlight here, that you need to look at. Richard Sherman. This man got injured in 2017. They cut him in 2018. He goes, represents himself on the San Francisco 49ers, gets himself a 3-year deal. In the second year of his 3-year deal, he's in the Super Bowl. He made the interception to seal it. And whatever rivalry he has with Darrelle Revis, Richard Sherman is still playing right now. Revis is retired. That's it. There's the debate right there. Sherman is still playing. Revis is retired. And Revis, in his last 2-3 years, he was way out of shape. He didn't care. He just wanted to cash in the money. So Sherman, best believe Sherman is extremely, extremely motivated to win the Super Bowl. George Kittle. George Kittle last year was a no-name. He was a shock. No one knew who George Kittle was. And he comes out of the scene this year, Jimmy Garoppolo's favorite receiver, and he not only can he receive, but he's a great run blocker. And that running game, that is now going to have to be led by Raheem Mostert. He's been cut by almost every team from 2015 till now. But with the 49ers, they call his number, and he rushed for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Mans was a third stringer. He's not supposed to be here, guys. He ran for over 200 yards. This team with Raheem Mostert, I'm sure the Chiefs will try to make sure he doesn't run for 200 yards, but the same thing I said about Derrick Henry. If Derrick Henry runs for over 100 yards, you're probably losing that game. I'm going to say the same for Raheem Mostert. If he runs for over 100 yards, has multiple touchdowns, 49ers are winning this game. We didn't even talk about Nick Bosa. What a selection. And kudos to the 49ers for letting the Bears just trade spots with them to pick up Mitch Trubisky, and they just get Nick Bosa a pick behind than what they were supposed to. But Nick Bosa is, forget about his politics. Forget about him being a Trump supporter or whatever. This kid can play. He is the defensive player that the 49ers have been looking for ages. Now we look on the other side with the Chiefs. Travis Kelce, that's my man. Travis Kelce. I don't care. This man is the tight end, every tight end in the NFL. outside of George Kittle, wishes he could be. Because Kelsey, he can have a quiet game in the AFC Championship game, but this man can, when you need him to go off, he'll go off. On the defensive side, you got Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. Do you know how motivated the Honey Badger is? The Honey Badger right now, Tyrann Mathieu, is going to make damn sure that not only that his alma mater LSU isn't the only ones celebrating a championship. And yes, Tyrann Mathieu with the Cardinals, he was damaged goods really. Couldn't stay healthy. Played well when healthy, but not enough to warrant a return. Went to Houston to reinvent himself. And now he's the best player on the Chiefs secondary. He covers like a corner, hits like a linebacker. What more do you want from a safety? And, you could say there's comparisons between him and Brian Dawkins. And Brian Dawkins was the same way. Hard hitter. Covers safety. And we can't forget about Tyreek Hill. The 49ers need to double Tyreek Hill. Make Kelsey and everyone else try to beat you. Because if Tyreek Hill goes off, it's game over. With that being said, with the betting odds right now the way they are, my prediction is this. I feel the 49ers are going to take a double-digit lead. Probably somewhere around the 10-14-0 range. Maybe 17-0. They're going to get very confident. But I have faith in Patrick Mahomes. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to show the entire world why he was able to bring the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. And he's going to make it one of the best comebacks in Super Bowl history. And he's going to win it for the Chiefs. And Montana, Steve Young, everyone is going to praise Patrick Mahomes as the best quarterback in the NFL today. Better than Brady, better than Breeze. Patrick Mahomes is here to stay. And the NFL is his kingdom now. And that is my Super Bowl 54 prediction. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. For my Spotify listeners, please make sure you hit the follow button to stay up to date with every episode of the podcast. For my YouTube watchers, viewers, and listeners, please hit the like button, subscribe for more content. I've been Jorge Pajares. This has been Off the Bench, and I will catch you after the Super Bowl for the XFL debut.